We live in an era where every shadow is expected to have an explanation. We categorize our world through microscopes and medical charts, confident that every human ailment has a clinical diagnosis waiting to be found. Yet, right now, in the 21st century, the global demand for Catholic exorcists is violently skyrocketing. The Vatican doesn't view this as a resurgence of medieval folklore. They treat it as a contemporary crisis, hosting annual training courses in Rome to prepare a new generation of priests for the influx. The modern church is actively trying to manage what they see as a very real, rapidly expanding psychological and spiritual epidemic. The priests stepping into this role are trained to be profound skeptics. Their first primary objective is to prove the devil is not in the room. Before a ritual book is ever opened, the church demands a grueling gauntlet of psychiatric and medical evaluations. Through this strict vetting process, 99% of suspected cases are firmly diagnosed and dismissed as severe trauma, mental illness, or medical anomalies. It's the remaining 1% that leaves board-certified psychiatrists completely silent, the files stamped unexplained. Because the church operates with such a rigid funnel of medical skepticism, the handful of cases that actually make it through are incredibly difficult to dismiss. To authorize a major exorcism, a bishop looks for a highly specific taxonomy of symptoms. The victim must display clear signs that outright defy the laws of physics and nature. The first two markers are intellectual: xenoglossia, fluently speaking unlearned ancient languages, and hidden knowledge, revealing unconfessed secrets. The final two are physical: a violent aversion to sacred objects and terrifying superhuman strength, completely contradicting the victim's medical condition. During the 1906 case of Clara Germana selle in South Africa, multiple witnesses, including secular observers, signed legal affidavits swearing they watched a 16-year-old girl levitate vertically and accurately detail the hidden sins of visiting priests. But before these explosive signs manifest, the invasion itself is slow. Exorcists categorize it in stages: infestation of a location, oppression of the individual, obsession of the mind, and finally, full possession. The 1949 case of a 14-year-old boy known as Roland perfectly illustrates this escalation. It started quietly with unexplained scratching on the walls, moved to heavy furniture violently shaking, and culminated with bloody words spontaneously forming on the boy's skin. The church views the demonic as a tactical invader, using this methodical progression to strip away a person's autonomy. Once the diagnosis is confirmed, the weapons deployed from the rituale romanum are alarmingly simple. The priest wears a purple stole, representing his ecclesiastical authority. In extreme moments, he may wrap the ends of it directly around the victim's neck, a physical gesture meant to bind the entity. He speaks primarily in Latin. Exorcists assert that the entity fiercely hates this dead language because of its deep sacred history within the church. The rules of engagement are absolute. The priest must severely fast to build his own spiritual stamina, and he is strictly forbidden from ever having a casual conversation with the demon. The single tactical objective is to ruthlessly interrogate the entity until it reveals its true name. In the architecture of spiritual warfare, knowing the entity's name hands the priest the authority to expel it. The ritual is not a quick, cinematic spell. It is a grueling, highly dangerous marathon of human willpower, designed to slowly exhaust the invader. There are very real, lethal consequences to getting this diagnosis wrong. The darkest chapter in modern church history is the controversial 1976 case of anneliese Michel. After enduring 67 consecutive exorcism sessions, the young woman died of severe malnutrition and dehydration. The presiding priests and her own parents were subsequently charged with negligent homicide. That tragedy forced an immediate adaptation in protocol. Today, medical doctors and psychiatrists are frequently integrated directly into the exorcism room to monitor the victim's physical vitals throughout the ritual. The modern rite operates on a terrifyingly thin line between spiritual rescue and absolute physical destruction. Beyond the horror movie fascination, the church frames this grueling labor as a rescue mission.
Every hour spent in the room and every day of fasting is a specific effort to reclaim a single, isolated life.
They see a direct line between the ancient concept of demonic possession and the silent oppression of our time, where severe trauma, isolation, and deep despair leave the doors of the human mind wide open. Whether these cases represent a literal devil or a complex psychological trauma, the rite remains the Church's ultimate defense. Its continued existence suggests that as long as these shadows are documented, there remains a belief that a person can be brought back into the light.